What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of La Banca Podcast in English. I'm your host, Mark, aka Marquinho, aka Eche Segovia, alongside all my co-hosts, Fidel, Aurelio, and Little Man. So we decided to do a little bit different today because we want to please all the audience. I know we usually do the Spanish show first, but our English speaking audience, they kind of left out after hours, after dark, and a little bit late. So we kind of want to flip it around, and we're gonna probably be doing this for the next couple of weeks, just kind of flip back and forth, just trying to appease our audience. So, but with that being said, man, welcome to an episode of La Banca Podcast in English, earlier version. We got a lot of things to talk about. Obviously, the first week of the new leagues for La Premier League, La Liga, summer transfer windows still going on till for another 2 weeks. So a lot to talk about. So let's get moving. Fidel, what's going on, bud?
What's good, man? I'm ready, bro. Look, I'm sipping it up. I'm chilling. I just took a shower, and I'm fresh and so clean, baby. Let's go.
Oh, so you feeling sexy then?
It's more than that, bro. I'm blinging right now. I'm blinging.
Little man, what's going on, bud?
Hey, what's up, Fidel, Mark, Aurelio? I'm over here in the English version now. You guys got me. I'm just happy to be here, man. I'm happy to. This is very exciting. Soccer's back, which is good, right?
Yeah, man.
All competitions.
All competitions, man. Yeah. So I mean, it's the beginning of new light for a lot of teams, or it might be the beginning of a new horror for another season. But we'll get to that. Aurelio, what's going on, bud?
Nothing, man. Happy to be here. It's gonna be a little weird having the English version first. I'm over here getting my Spanish ready, and I'm like, oh crap, it's English. But yeah, I'm like, no, I'm excited. I'm like everybody said, the soccer's back. I'm happy the fans are back.
Man, it's the thing about being bilingual is we can do a little Spanglish, man. It's all good if you want to throw in a little, a little swing there, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's all good. But man, with that being said, yeah, man, obviously, man, beginning of a new season all around the world in Europe. Well, all around Europe. I won't say all around the world because obviously on this side of the world, the seasons have already restarted. But yeah, man, new beginnings, new hope, new everything, right? It's exciting. Obviously, a lot of things going on. But obviously we're going to touch on a lot of leagues, a lot of teams. Obviously we see Fidel in the background with his Barcelona jerseys, Chelsea. He has the Man City jersey on. A little man with Real Madrid. I have my Barcelona jersey kit on. You see the background with the scarves and all that stuff. Aurelio, I don't know. We gotta bedazzle you a little bit.
They're there.
He just has a plasma.
Yeah. But with that being said, man, let's if we're gonna start off the new season of this year, let's start off with the biggest league in the world, and that's the Premier League, obviously.
No doubt, man. A lot of people have questions about that, man. Look, listen, let's go ahead and just hit it off. If you're on social media with us and you're following us on YouTube, let us know what you think. For us, Premier League is the number one league in the world. If y'all think otherwise, let us know what league you think is the best. If you think League One from France is the best just because Messi's there, go ahead and put it out there. We'll let them know. We'll read it up here for you guys. Go ahead, Mark.
No, for sure, man. Obviously, in my opinion, and I think all of us agree, the Premier League's from top to bottom, I think the best league. But other people enjoy other leagues. I mean, obviously, we enjoy La Liga, we enjoy Serie A. League One, we're going to start enjoying it this year for sure because we all know why. But with that being said, man, Premier League. Just to recap a little bit from last week. I mean, last week's big matchup was Tottenham Man City. Man City losing out the gate 1-0 to Nuno de Santos Espirito in Tottenham. We're just going to touch a little bit about. I'm sorry, man. I'm over here tongue twisting myself. Fidel, you got the Man City shirt on. What's your thoughts, real quick? Before we get on to the next to the Premier League for what's going on this week.
Hey, y'all. So let me go ahead and back myself up. I'm a true Chelsea fan, like diehard Chelsea fan. The only reason I got this jersey on is because I didn't have another clean one. And actually, this jersey is Agüero's jersey. When Agüero was killing it in Man City, and I'm a big fan of Agüero, so that's the only reason why I bought this jersey. Just like I bought Ronaldinho's jersey. Just to be off, I'm not a Barcelona fan, but I love Ronaldinho. Same thing with other things, But what was your question again? Go ahead and say it again. I totally forgot, man. Go ahead.
No, what do you think about Man City stumbling out the gate?
Oh yeah, so it was expected, right? I told you guys off the gate, Man City is not gonna finish top three. I give Man City fourth, fifth place. Too many people are reading Man City's game so clean, man. Pep Guardiola is an open book already, you know. And one of the biggest things that I'm gonna tell you is this: I'm gonna tell you this real frankly. Here's the way I see it. He even said it after the game, like the post game interview. He said it. We were expecting the counterattack, and Tottenham has a brutal counterattack. Believe it or not, Tottenham's speed is
without Kane.
Without Kane, man, just with some, yes, literally look at that counterattack. It was lethal, man. I mean, literally, it could have been Tottenham 3-0. It could have been Tottenham 3-0 if you saw the game, because within that span of 10 minutes, they could have scored 2 goals right off the back, man. So at the end of the day, I think Man City is in for a long season. Tottenham played the game that they should have played, which was sit back and let's get them on the counterattack, and they know how to close up the space, man. They literally do, man. And Man City's looked like they just couldn't get through the lines. And I mean, I'm saying that game is so boring. It's not entertainment. But I mean, Tottenham got what they wanted, and that's fair. That's soccer. And if you can't defend or attack that kind of a style of a game, forget it, man. You're in for a long season, bro. For real.
Oh, I got you. But before we carry on to this upcoming games for this week, we're gonna go to Aurelian, our Arsenal expert. You know, just a quick little thoughts on the 2-0 defeat against Brentford, man.
Before I get into that, just remember Man City started last year very, very poorly.
Right.
So they never start. They have a tendency of never starting out strong. Second of all, Arsenal, man, am I surprised? No. Was I expecting a tie? Yes, I wasn't expecting to lose, but when you look
already
at
they
it,
dominated the game. They had like 73%, over 70% possession, bro.
yes.
I mean,
But then
wow.
again, you had Laka out, Aubameyang out, Partey out, Saka didn't come into the second half, and then you have center back Gabriel out. So I'm like, you literally have half a team out.
Well, I felt that the chances were there. I literally
So the
felt
chances
that
are there, but you have nobody with experience up there.
Okay.
Yeah, we had speaking of having nobody experience up there, we had Folgan Balgon. For those who don't know, he's an He's a British American, father American, English mother.
He started the game.
He started the game for Arsenal because, like Arsenal, like Aurelio mentioned, like I said, Aubameyang were out with COVID related issues. But you know, neither here nor there. They were playing against a championship side. They should have won, but Arsenal's going to Arsenal. So, but guys, obviously, week 2 of the Premier League is coming up Saturday, August 21st. We got a couple of big games, and obviously, there's one game in this week that we're all kind of focused on. But we're going to say that for last. So let's go through Saturday's matches real quick. We have Burnley versus Liverpool. We have Aston Villa versus Newcastle United. Crystal Palace versus Brentford. Leeds United versus Everton. Man City versus Norwich City, and Brighton versus Watford. Little man, any of those matches intrigue you for Saturday, or is it kind of just they're cool matches, whatever?
Well, I mean, first of all, I would like to comment about the first
question.
The first games. Right here, I said it a few times ago. I mean, Pep Guardiola he's an average coach for me. He's not the big guy. My God, that Pep Guardiola. Fidochi said it right now. The guy's pretty readable. It's like you open up a book and you already know what the book is all about, but just you ain't seen the cover. But I totally agree with Aurelio. Man City has a big squad, Fidel. They have pretty good players. They can come up, and just like last season, they were losing at the beginning. I think they were like in 13th place at once, and they end up beating, and they end up being like 10 or 15 points ahead of the second spot.
They went undefeated for like 20 games, bro. 20
exactly.
Games, so yeah, I get you.
So I think it was a pretty good win. This is not. We starting to find out now that it's not gonna be the Spurs of Harry Kane. No, it's gonna be the Spurs of Son. This guy. I mean, this North South Korea guy, man. He's pretty good.
He's
man.
amazing.
He's doing a pretty good job, and I think Nuno Espiritu Santo if he was able to motivate these guys, and if he can just keep doing it for half season, man, I think they can end up being in the first or second or third place. It's looking pretty good for them. In the first, I'm not a big fan of the Premier League. I don't have any Premier League, but of course, if I had one team to go, I think I would definitely love Liverpool, and I think yeah, I'll go for that. I like Liverpool. I was like it because of Steven Gerrard. He was a pretty good player. So I'll look up for Liverpool on this one.
That's cool. That's cool. Hey, before we carry on, let me go to the chat real quick because we got a lot of active chatters on here, which is always good, guys. Always ask us questions. Let us know what you want to talk about. We're here for you. Hattie, what's up, Hattie? Typical Rottenham. They always start the season strong, getting everyone to think they'll finish top 4, but they'll find their Spursy nature back and finish 7th or 8th. I can't disagree with you on that one.
Hey, but listen, but let me say something. It's a different coach. It
is a different coach. Like I think I don't know who I was talking to. It might have been you guys. I'm not too sure. I'm a huge fan of Nuno, but
yeah,
since he is the Spurs coach, he can lose all the games from here on out. I don't care.
But also, you have to keep in mind that was the first home game the Spurs have had in like a year and a half.
Yeah.
So I'm like, having the fans there, that at home, that's always gonna.
Yeah, the adrenaline was high. Adrenaline was high.
I don't care what team you play for. When you're at home and you haven't had fans in a year and a half, that can definitely.
Yeah, in England, that's a huge advantage. Home field advantage is huge in England.
For sure. Going back to the chat, Hattie, I'm keeping my eye on the Newcastle game. That game has some sleepers on both sides. For those who don't know, Fidel's a Newcastle fan as well.
That's right.
So
Santiago
Muñoz is coming to Newcastle. For those who don't know as well, just like the movie,
he's going to go to Real Madrid.
Hey,
we'll see what happens. Give
it a couple of years. You never know.
Samier Campos, what's up, Sama? If Guardiola is so readable and not a great coach, how do you explain the success? Marlon Navarrete, what's up, Marlon? Who is the best head coach currently right now? That's a good question, man. There's a lot of different tactics and formations that are thrown out there, and coaches with different perspectives and philosophies of how they run their teams, and they all garner a high level of success. So different ways and different routes to championships. That's a really good question, Marlon. We'll get to that here in a bit. Samir goes, Marlon, not Tuchel yet because he is something right now. Different coach, same Tottenham. Okay, what Tuchel did last season to make those youngsters believe he is, but for sure Tuchel has Pep's number. Yeah, so a lot of Chelsea love on the chat, a lot of Tottenham hate, which I'm for, and a lot of Pep Guardiola love on there as well.
But let me answer something. I'm sorry. Sorry for interrupting you. Let me say something to Sama about Pep Guardiola. I'm not doubting him taking away Pep's credit and éxito or all his trophies or whatever you may want to call it. I'm actually a fan of Pep Guardiola if you want to call it. But what I'm saying is, you can't come back every season and do the same style of soccer, man. You really got to change things up, man. People study you, and that's what you really got to think about. It's not like you're unexpected. That's why a lot of these coaches like to rotate and switch out players, because the game's literally got to change. So your tactics have to be different every year. I don't show up with my boys and go out and play the same game every year, because they record my games. They watch my games. Let me put it to you like this. I go watch some of my teams that I play against, and they're playing my tactical game. They're playing my setup pieces. They're playing my corner kicks. They're playing my free kicks. Why? Because they learn from me, right? And so at the end of the day, these teams know what you're gonna do. They know how you're gonna do it. And if you don't come out with something different, forget it. It's over. You're done. Go ahead, Little.
So we agreed at the end of the game. I mean, we just changed the subject right away. So we agreed at the same. So me and you on the same page that he loved the Champions League because he decided to do something different.
No, let me say.
Remember we talk about it. Remember, because he messed up in his lineup.
Yes, I get it. But we're talking about a new season. That was last season, and something was working for him that last season. Whatever was working for you last season, keep it up. This is a new season, little man. We just started 2-3 months ago. That was 2-3 months ago. So what I'm trying to tell you is, he has to start with something new. You still saw what he did yesterday, what he's been doing the last season. You can't do that. Just like you said it, you can't do
So I'm
that.
like, it's we can all tell that without having a true number 9, he struggles,
Hmm.
somewhat struggles.
So much.
Somebody's got
Yeah,
to break.
he
So
has a
Somebody's
big.
got to
Yeah,
break.
he has a.
So
And
so you have to look at that too. I'm like, he doesn't really have a number 9.
No.
and
So
So go ahead, little. Before we
I'm
move.
sorry. I'm sorry, Rilo, but let's not forget that somebody said that. Yeah, why has he been so successful? I mean, he picks teams where they have a lot of money, right? He has to
well,
spend over $1 billion
technically,
already,
teams pick him.
huh?
Technically, teams pick him.
Well,
Yeah.
he's
So
there.
I'm like,
Okay, so moving on to Sunday's fixtures, man. Southampton, which is Manchester United, who Manchester United came with guns blazing, winning 5-1 against Leeds United in the opening match, which was really great.
That was a fluke. That was a fluke. It ain't gonna happen again. That was a fluke.
For those United fans.
yeah, Bruno Fernandes is
Sama.
good.
Raul Jimenez and Wolves Wanderers versus Tottenham, the team that we just spoke about, who beat
That's gonna be a good game.
Man City 1-0. So
That's gonna be a good game though.
that's gonna be a good that's gonna be a real good appetizer for Sunday morning, man. Because obviously we know what the main event is Sunday.
Right.
London Derby, blue versus red.
Because that means
Arsenal?
on the Tottenham Wolves, that means Nuno goes back home, right?
Yeah, that's a return for Nuno.
And everybody knows blood is actually blue, not red. All right, you guys know we're going for Chelsea.
So obviously, let's get to nitty gritty here, man. Obviously, Sunday, August 22nd, the first London Derby, Arsenal versus Chelsea, blue versus red. We all know London is red; it's been red forever. But cool. We'll entertain Chelsea here and there.
Chelsea's
FA
like
Cup.
Chelsea's like a Man City. It's only been a team for like 13 or 14 years.
Ever since
FA Cup.
the Russians took over.
That's been their existence.
Carabao Cup. That's what
15
Arsenal's
years.
about. FA Cup and Carabao
Probably
Cup.
like
That's
15
what they're
years.
about. Right, little?
Because without that, what would they have? Nothing.
All right,
I'm sorry,
all right.
Fidel. I'm sorry, Fidel, but I am not gonna get in his bad mood.
Before we get to the back and forth,
Why you getting red? Why you getting red?
Before we get to the back and forth, I think we decided we're gonna be at the Phoenix pub Sunday 10:30 to watch the match. We'll probably be a little early to try to catch Wolves and Tottenham. We don't know, but just to let y'all know, guys, the first 5 people that show out there and let us know that y'all watch La Banca podcast, we'll buy you a pint of your favorite beer. So come out to the Phoenix pub on Westheimer. Let watch the game with us. Whatever. Let's have a good time. Blue versus red and all that. But
all right.
But speaking of Arsenal, Chelsea, obviously. Arsenal now with the greatest start. We just spoke about it, losing 2-0 to Brentford. Chelsea with a nice start, winning 3-1 against Norwich. Obviously, 2 teams, not different directions, but with the same motivation and same attitude of trying to be top 4 and fight for the league this year. I don't know so much about Arsenal, but I know Chelsea has high hopes, obviously because of what they accomplished last season, winning the Champions League and winning the UEFA Super Cup this past Wednesday against Villarreal. Fidel, let me ask you this, as from the Chelsea side of things. Do you think it's something like a mental thing where Chelsea and that squad can't beat Arsenal? Just like, obviously they have Man City's number. Sometimes a squad just has your number. They can be a weaker squad or whatever. They just might have your number. What do you think Chelsea needs to do to kind of break this losing streak against Arsenal?
Yeah, man, it's been. I think Chelsea lost the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup against Arsenal, right?
And league matches.
And the league matches. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys understand this, but this happens a lot. This happens a lot in leagues and whatever you want to call it. There's certain teams, and I think this happens almost in every sport, really. Basketball, football, you name it. There's certain teams that you just don't match up really well, right? Either you got too many big guys, but they're slow, or you got too many small guys, but they're fast, right? So it's all about matching, right? And this is where the coaches come into play about these things. For some reason and somehow, some way, Arsenal has always done it to us for the last couple of years, man. And it's been impressive to watch. At the end of the day, Chelsea can dominate possession. Chelsea can dominate opportunities, but 1 or 2 opportunities for Arsenal, and it's over, right? I'm telling you, man, it's for some reason this happens a lot. And that pressure, just like that pressure that Man City has over Chelsea, in the last 3-4 games of this past year, it's the same situation. So it's all about matchup. Now, to me, it's going to be interesting because this is not the same Arsenal that's been beating the Chelsea Blues in the last 3-4 matches this past year. It's not.
everybody's hurt or has COVID.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is going to be interesting because I think the advantage is still there for Chelsea. I just think things do happen for Chelsea. It's not a matter of finding excuses. All I'm just saying is how things are turning out, for this matchup coming up. I still want my Chelsea to win. And I don't doubt it that Arsenal is going to make it difficult because every Premier game is difficult. But at the end of the day, man, I just hope it's a good game. I hope it's a back and forth type of game. I hope that Arsenal doesn't back up against the wall. Just give Chelsea the possession and let them break.
You mean Arsenal?
Before I get to
Arsenal going to park the bus?
No, there's no parking the bus here. Before we get to Aurelio and the Arsenal side of things,
unless we score somehow, then maybe.
But that's fine. You're looking for a drama, man. That's the best thing you can look for.
I'm actually hoping for a draw.
I'm very excited for you. Enthusiastic about this, man.
Before we get to the Arsenal side of things, and Aurelio, quick question, Fidel, and just real quick answer: does Lukaku play?
That's my biggest thing. Is Lukaku gonna play? Now, I don't know about you. I don't know about you, man. But Lukaku's got to win this guy's trust. Love, friendship, all of that. You know why? You know why?
But maybe 20 minutes.
He's taking somebody's position, bro.
I mean,
he's literally taking somebody's place, right?
Tammy
that worked out all last year.
Hey, listen, if Lukaku scores 2 or 3, nobody's gonna have a problem with him. But if Lukaku doesn't score,
you did not bring a guy that cost 150 million just to sit on the bench. No, that guy has to start. Timo Werner.
You got your numbers wrong, my man.
It has been
126.
Hey, Timo Werner, I don't know for you, but he's been a total failure.
We know that. We've been saying that for a year.
And Lukaku doesn't have a challenger. He's straight out there forward. Starter.
Aurelio, so on the Arsenal side of things, obviously we know that like I said, and Aubameyang are going to be out again due to COVID situations. I haven't seen the other injury reports as far as like Gabriel and the other guys, so I can't really comment on those. But
I think Partey doesn't come back until the Man City game.
Yeah, well, Partey we know he's out for a while due to the injury he suffered against Chelsea.
I guess they wanted to make sure they injured him enough. So
yeah. But anyways, what are your thoughts? What do you think Arteta has to do differently here to try to get a win or maybe at least some points against Chelsea, man? Because I mean, obviously, we all know that Chelsea, they provide a strong side with a lot of young talentful players, and obviously coming off a high from last season, they're going to be motivated. This is the first derby of the season. They want to come out with a win. What do you think Arteta and Arsenal have to do to kind of it's not get stuck in the wave of trying to do what Chelsea does, but try to get a goal here and there, maybe a goal or two, and try to win this game or at least get some points?
He's gonna have to probably divert back to the 3 center back, 3 in the back instead of 4. He's gonna have to probably do 3-5-2 instead of playing 4-3-3 because unfortunately, he doesn't have that midfield.
But with Chelsea playing with 3 forwards, you want to play with 3 back? I mean, come on. You're gonna have to close up that space.
Technically, we play with the wing back, so technically, at some point, we'll have 5 people back there.
Right. Okay, I got you.
So that's the tactic that has worked with the players he's had. I know there's a couple players that came in, but also a couple players that are hurt. So he would have to probably go back to a tactic that has worked.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, I don't think playing a 4-3-3 is going to help. Not having the correct midfield there because it's just not going to work. We showed it. It showed last week.
Let me go to the chat real quick before I make my notes on this. Sona says maybe the question is the season. Maybe the question is in the season his scheme works, but on the playoff is different. Oh, that's talking about Pep Guardiola. Wolves will not have enough for Tottenham. That team is too depleted. That's true. Maybe who knows? I mean, they might be. When you go up against your old coach and stuff like that, you get up for those type of games. So we'll see what happens. Samir Campos, Lukaku back to Chelsea home. Marlon, we have a true number 9 now. Haiti, Arsenal being home is an advantage. And while not riding on this fact, Chelsea didn't beat Arsenal at all last year, which is true. Mm-hmm. Samir, Lukaku's back. Pulisic bench home. Laugh out loud. Son, Pulisic scores twice, and some people on this thread wet themselves. Hey, you know. We feeling a little wet over there, Phil?
Nah.
Heidi says Tuchel didn't even want Lukaku as a first choice. He wanted Lewandowski. Hey man, you can't have everything you
No,
want.
he
in the
wanted
world.
Holland.
You can't
Haaland.
want. Yeah, you
Of
can't
course,
have
Haaland.
every. You can't have
Yeah, they
everything
wanted
you want. in
Holland.
this
Chelsea
world.
wanted Holland big time.
Oh, for sure.
Big time.
It was just going to be too expensive this year.
Yeah.
Why
Next
pay
year.
all that when you can
Next
get them
year.
at half price next year?
Sonia says Chelsea wins big Sunday. Well, what's the prediction, Sonny? Let us know in the chat. Samir says Lukaku don't got to win over nobody. Hedy says true that, Aurelio. Manley Niles and Tavares can both work as wingbacks, which is true. And speaking of that, I do agree with Aurelio's formation that we're probably going to do a 3-5-2, which is okay with me, especially with the wingbacks, because obviously we know how much involved in the offense Kieran Tierney is on the left side. The right side is the one that I'm a little bit concerned about. Obviously we got mainly Niles as honestly, in my opinion, a better midfielder than he is a right back, but he plays wherever we need him. But the new kid, Nuno Tavares, he played the last 20 minutes on the right after they took out Chambers. And he looked good, man. He looked really good. I wouldn't mind having him starting as the right back. Obviously, we're not gonna have Hector Bellerin because he's already wanting to get out of Arsenal. He's trying to get out. So
we can't get him out for free now. Jesus Christ.
I mean, well, man, but we can't
We should have sold him to Barcelona 2 years ago.
We can't have players on there who don't want to play for the team. So
but the biggest question is,
we should have sold him to Barcelona 2 or 3 years ago and made like 25 times as much as we paid for him.
There you go. The biggest question is, if Lukaku plays, who's gonna go right and left, and who's gonna be sacrificed? Because I know we still got Warner, we still got Pulisic. Honestly, you got Mount. CH is out of injury, so you got 4 guys with Lukaku, huh?
Well, no. Honestly, I think in my opinion, I don't think Lukaku starts. I think he probably plays the last 20-25 minutes just to get a little run. I mean, obviously he just got into the town, whatever. To play a 9, you don't need too much practice and training. You're in the box.
They got ready the preseason, Mark.
Well, I know, yeah, but he played preseason with Inter Milan, but he hasn't had too much practice time with his new teammates. So, but like I said, to play a 9, you don't really need too much practice time. Let him run around for 20 minutes, depending on how the game goes. If the game's tight, maybe you don't play him. Who knows? But with that being said, I think Lukaku's going to be Lukaku regardless of what happens. So, he might come in, he might score a goal too. Who knows? And he might not show up, and they might save him till next week. But with that being said, I think. Before we go,
I don't think he'll start, but he'll play.
Yeah, I think he'll play.
Yeah.
I think Tuchel will give him a run or so. So we'll see what happens. Sona says it's gonna be 4-1 Chelsea.
It's gonna be 4-1. It's gonna
4-1 Chelsea. Damn, man. Come on, man.
Sonny already 4-1 Chelsea, dude.
I guess I'm gonna be drinking.
I'm like, if
y'all might
it's like 2-0 at halftime, I'm just leaving.
You basically just said don't even show up to the game, dude.
Right, basically. Marlon said yes, he'll start. Sonny said Tuchel will start the same team. Lukaku comes off the bench. Samir says 4-0 Chelsea. Samir, you can get out the chat right now, please, if you don't mind.
That's a friendship right there, Samir Campos. That's the type of friendship I like. 4-0. Not even 1. The other guy at least put up a 1. He said literally just 4-0.
Damn, Hattie just put 1-0 on Arsenal, bro.
Hey, if you go, I'll buy your beer.
There you go. Hey, let's go get drunk early in the morning.
That's a true gunner right there, Hattie. He's always gonna ride or die for the red, for the cannon. So it's all good, man, Hattie. I'm with you, bud. 1-0 Arsenal, and we don't have to have a blowout. We can just win 1-0. It's the same 3 points. It's the same 3 points.
Hey, Hattie, look. Hattie, look, they scored 1 goal, and then they put 11 players in front of the goal. I promise you, you win the game.
Mark, happiness
Chelsea. We don't have Mourinho.
Yeah, but anyways, obviously we know with good squads they have good
foundations. Greyhounds went to Rome.
Oh yeah.
with good squads, we know they gotta have good foundation. You know who else has good foundation? Let them know.
Right. That's right. We got our friends from Rock Creek Ready Mix, guys. If you guys need any type of projects that you're doing with any kind of concrete, call our friends from Rock Creek Ready Mix. It's called a solid foundation. Anything from a swimming pool to a patio to a driveway to your new foundation for your new home that you're trying to build with any kind of builder in the area. They have received some big recognitions among the Houston area of one of the best, if not the best, concrete in the area. So call our friends from Rock Creek Ready Mix. you can contact Andy Sierra for us. And of course, you got to let them know that our friends from La Banca Podcast sent you. Andy Sierra, his phone number is 281-301-8313, 281-301-8313, and tell them the La Banca Podcast sent you so you can get the better discount and better pricing. So again, they'll do anything from delivery, from the work. They'll bar it up, they'll measure it, they'll deliver it, they'll mix the concrete the way you want it, and they'll finish the job for you. So you don't have to get different contractors. They have everything within one company. So again, Raw Creek Ready Mix, let them know La Banca Podcast sent you. And again, it's Andy Sierra, 281-301-8313. And if you know anybody that needs a job, anybody that can drive a big truck, that anyone that has a CDL license, is over 25 years of age, and of course has at least 2 years of experience, call them up and we'll hook them up with a job, and we're helping out the community at the same time. So again, Rock Creek Ready Mix, let them know we sent you a solid foundation. Let's go.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. But you know who else has solid foundations? Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, well, maybe Barcelona. So obviously we're gonna go with La Liga talk next. Guys, obviously big changes in La Liga this season. Obviously the biggest one being that Lionel Messi is no longer a part of La Liga and Barcelona. But you know that some things just stay the same like always, man. The big three, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, Barcelona, all come out with opening week wins. Obviously, we have our Real Madrid fanatic and little man. Me and the Barcelona fanatic. I'm going to say Aurelio's Atletico Madrid. I'm just going to say it. No, not really, right? But you know, obviously, a lot of fun games, a lot of good scoring. Let's talk about a couple of games that's coming up this week. Little man, do you have any game that really, aside from Real Madrid, that really interests you or catches your eye for this week in La Liga?
Nope.
Not even your Real Madrid playing.
I mean, I love my Real Madrid. He's in any other games. I mean, I love La Liga.
Come on, man.
Look, I don't need to be a fan of. I always watch soccer. I wake up in the morning, and if I'm not working, but I watch soccer. I watch the Premier or anything that's out there. But basically, what I like to watch is my club, Real Madrid, and my other club, Chivas, which is kind of bad right there. I'm not even going to go there. But the Liga started pretty good.
All right, well.
Sure. I mean, okay. Let's just go through the matches real quick, and then you guys let me know which one because of your interest. Obviously, tomorrow, Friday, La Liga always starts on Friday. Real Betis with Andrés Guardado versus El Cádiz del Mágico González.
That's gonna be a good game.
For those who don't know who Michael Gonzalez is, he's a legend. But it's gonna be a really good game. Obviously, two teams that last season did really well in the league. Obviously, Real Betis finished, I believe, 7th, so then they're in the Europa League. Cadiz, first year in promotion from last season, from promoting from the second division, did really well, finished mid-table, looking to do better this season. We'll see what happens with that. Saturday, Alvarez versus Malacao, Española versus Villarreal, Granada versus Valencia, and Atletico Bilbao versus Barcelona. Obviously, a match that I'll be tuned into.
That's going to be a good game, though. That's going to be a very good, interesting game. That's going to be a pretty good challenge. Atletico Bilbao
against Barcelona. I got a question for you guys, though. Other than you guys who are real true fans, right, of Real Madrid and Barcelona, do you really think these fans who are not fans of Real Madrid and Barcelona are really going to be watching La Liga this weekend? I mean, come on, bro. Like, Messi's out, bro. Like, what else is there to watch other than that? I mean, I can honestly tell you, I'm probably going to watch La Liga this year for two reasons. One, Cadiz and Villarreal because they're my teams. And two, because I want to see how Barcelona is going to perform without Messi, period. I really want to see how Barcelona is going to do without Messi. And what I saw last week, yeah, it was great. But, I mean, you guys scored on twice by Real Sociedad. They kind of gave you like a wake-up call. Like,
Barcelona's going to perform just like Club America in Mexico with no help.
No,
that just doesn't. But Real Sociedad has a good team. I mean, they're no slouches either. I mean, they have talent on that squad. So I mean, I wasn't expecting any thrashing or anything like that. And especially being the first game without Lionel Messi, I think Barcelona stepped up to the plate and they did what they had to do. It got a little tight there at the end, but obviously. An unsung hero in Martin Barthua, with 2 goals and an assist, a big game for him to show Ronald Koeman that he does deserve to stay in Barcelona because there's a lot of rumors about him going to the Premier League with either West Ham or I can't think of the second team right now, but yeah, West Ham or another club in the Premier League. I can't remember.
But that man has a lot of potential, Mark.
He does. I mean, he's coming. He's coming off a strong showing in the Euros with Denmark. So I mean, he
had a pretty good tournament.
Yeah,
and I don't know about you guys, but any player that came in as a third or fourth sub for Barcelona for a forward,
they moved up a level.
Was being sacrificed because Messi, Suarez, whomever was in there, right? So what I'm saying is Breakwater, he's a true finisher, bro. If he's always gonna be at the rebound or the right spot, that's what he scores, bro. That's what he's hungry for, bro. And so he's the right guy for Barcelona. They just don't value him, man.
Well,
value, bro.
We'll see what happens. I mean, if he keeps pushing the button and keeps pushing the envelope and keeps having games like this, then Ronald Koeman won't have no other choice but to acknowledge the fact that he's a good player. But let's go to the chat real quick before we keep going with these fixtures for La Liga. Hadi says, honestly, the most balanced game in the Liga this weekend is Valencia versus Granada, which is not bad, which is not a bad game. You know, Valencia, obviously, they're having their downs last season because they have to sell off everything because of a financial, the club need the money financially. Granada is one of those clubs that are sneaky, that, can fight for a European spot this season. We'll see what happens with that team, man. I think they're a team to look out for. They're not walk in the park team. Sonia says teams didn't look ready. I think we need at least 3 more games to make an assessment. Hey, obviously first game there's going to be a little rust. Not everybody plays, and the preseason and some people had vacation time because they played in international tournaments. So not everybody's on the same level as they are right now. Hattie on the chat says, I watched Valencia for one reason, my guy Yunus Mosa, which is the U.S. national team player that's playing for Valencia. So we'll see if he can raise his level to, obviously become a better player and play for the U.S. men's national team. Samir says, Fidel, come on now. I don't know what he's referring to, but come on, Fidel. What's going on? Sonia says the Pie play good, but he won't fool nobody the next game. Sounds like he's a Madrid fan. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe he might be. Samir Campos says Real Sociedad got manhandled and nothing came until the half. The team got subbed and a bad call. It's one thing. I'll talk a little bit about the match about Barcelona and Real Sociedad. The thing good about the coach, that he did was he realized that Barcelona had too much speed and there was no velocity, so he took out David Silva and things like that nature. Obviously, David Silva he's a mago. Great player, this and that, but he has no speed. The velocity in that game was Real Sociedad they handle that.
He's a true creator, though. That man
he is a true creator, but obviously you're gonna have to sacrifice that creativity to put some more speed on the pitch, which they did, and obviously it was a good call because they scored 2 goals right after the second half, and it made the game interesting at the end. But we'll see what happens. Go into Sunday, Real Sociedad versus Rayo Vallecano, Atletico Madrid with Luis Suarez and Diego Cholo Simeone versus Eche, and little man's Real Madrid versus Levante. Hey,
don't fall asleep on Levante now.
No, Levante was a killer last season. Levante was
last season. Yeah. Last season. This season.
Okay. So, little man, obviously, I know you're thrilled with what happened the first week. Madrid winning, I believe, what was it, 3-1? 4-1. Benzema brace. Benzema looks like he's going to be another one of the top scorers in La Liga again. Let's see what happens with that. My question to you, man, obviously, the back four is going to be a little bit of a problem once they start playing higher level competition. Do you think Real Madrid has what it takes in the back to really compete in the back? I mean, if nothing happens in the transfer window, do you think they have enough?
It doesn't look. I mean, this is the way I saw the game. They started kind of wobbling at the back.
Mm-hmm.
Alaba couldn't find himself. It was Nacho Fernandez that started, not Militao. It was Nacho Fernandez, and then little by little they started, getting the rhythm of it. Do I have enough? Do I think they finish off the last season pretty strong, Militao and Nacho Fernandez?
But that was last season. We're talking this season.
Exactly. They finished pretty strong last season. this season, I think we're gonna have a little bit of struggle. But once again, I think we do need another because our fullback, it's what's his name? I can't remember his name, but
why you think about that name? Militao looked pretty bad because of his error pass. That's the reason why they got that penalty.
Vallejo already had too many chances, and this is. I don't see him very solid. He played the Olympics, and the last goal against Brazil that 2-1, it was because of his fault. So I don't see him very strong. I think we need another fullback. I think we do need it. But like I said, I mean, hopefully we can. Right now, Real Madrid got other priorities, which is not a fullback right now.
I got a solution for you, little man. I got a solution for you. Although, let me read what somebody just said. Somebody just said that that Real Madrid played horrible. He says he only saw the first half, and to be honest, it was horrible, right? Which is true. They woke up in the second half, right? And then our girl Amanda Ramos is watching us right now. She's over here saying Barcelona moved the ball like more than before. And it was true. Barcelona actually opened up the ball, felt more Philly, touched the ball. More players got involved. Again, Messi wasn't around, so more people were being free to do that. But, I mean, there were so many things out there. Now, let me tell you something, little. Without El Gato, I don't know what Real Madrid is going to do, bro. Because first it was Ronaldo, then it was Ramos. They're both gone. El Gato's the only thing that the Madrid has left that has high hopes of doing something for Madrid and actually showing up. I can't believe they don't give this guy the captain's band, bro. Seriously.
Well, we're gonna resign him again, Fidel.
Well, there you go. And then here's the other thing. Valverde, he produces so much for Madrid, man. I just don't understand how they don't build around this kid in order to give him more passes, more options, whatever. Valverde is an amazing player, bro. And lastly, if you want a solution for your defense, man, the only thing you gotta do, bro, is just look. You just sold, right? You just sold Varane. So the only thing you gotta do, bro, to fix the defense, bro, is call PSG and just buy off Ramos and bring it back. Bring it back to Madrid.
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Fidel. I am. Look, first of all, let me answer to Samuel Campos. First of all, I'm so happy, Samuel Campos. At least you got to watch the first half. I didn't even watch the Barcelona game. I didn't even bother looking at the TV at that time. Pretty good for you, though. Second, Amanda Ramos just said Barcelona moved the ball a lot more than before. So Amanda's trying to say that what were you guys crying about Messi leaving? Y'all doing a lot better.
Hey, don't put words in her mouth, man. That's not what she said.
I mean, so all this crying for Messi leaving? Come on, guys. You gotta give yourself respect and say we are bigger than the club. We don't need another player.
Hey, and that boy Byron, he's a gangster. Watch out.
But let me this is the beginning of the season. First of all, we cannot I actually forgot to say this in the other segment of the Premier. We cannot judge a team for the first game. Of course, the first game,
right.
Which, hold on. Now, let me say this very, very clear. Let me ask you guys. The squad that Atletico de Madrid has, the squad that Barcelona has, and the squad that Real Madrid has, which one would you thought it was going to make a better win out of them three? Atletico de Madrid, right?
Who are you asking first? Oh, you did that. Who are you asking first?
No, I'm asking all of you, but I mean,
I don't even know who.
Which one do you think was going to make a better win?
No, I mean, you also look, man. As a Barcelona fan, Atletico Madrid has the most complete
look
team.
at the competition. And was that competition each team had? Was it the same?
Yeah, but regardless, if we're comparing the teams, Atletico Madrid has the most complete team. Okay, that's fine. But you also got to think about what hampers them is the style of play as well. You got to know Simeone ball, Cholo ball. It's a defensive style. It's a run until you get the ball, you get possession, and you counterattack. That's the whole system. But if you're gonna ask me who has the most opportunity or who's gonna play the most beautifully, Barcelona. The Barca way is always the Barca way, regardless of who's there on the pitch. And they have the talent. They still have the talent. It's a talented team. It's a young team, but it's a talented team. Real Madrid, Real Madrid has a lot of big name players still. But the thing about Real Madrid is they're so top heavy because their attacking looks good because they still have experienced players, but that back four, man, that back four is going to be a problem if they don't find somebody to cover Varane and Ramos, them losing those type of players. Because Milato, to be honest, if we're going to judge him off this first game, isn't it? Because he's the reason Corta got that penalty called on him because he had to go after the ball, after that mistake he made.
Horrible mistake.
Exactly. Vallejo, like you said, I mean, I don't think he's up to that level to play for that.
Nah, he had too many chances, Mark.
That's my biggest problem. My biggest problem is how are you gonna focus on trying to get Mbappe when your biggest problem is your defense, bro? Like, what the hell is wrong with your Real Madrid, Florentino, man? I mean, you're the greatest president ever. Come on, man. Focus on your defense, bro.
You know what I think it is, Fidel.
Fidel.
Hold on.
Oh, I get it. You're gonna play Benzema defense because he's the best defender.
No. You're gonna play Hazard because Hazard, he got a little chunkier. He's center back. Can be a little heavier.
He did pretty good, Mark. Come on, dude. Come on.
Look, but with all jokes aside, like I said, if we're comparing the three teams, if that's the question you're asking, the most complete team at this moment is Atletico Madrid.
Right.
Bar none. But we'll see. Like I said, as the season progresses, players get better, young players get better, hopefully. And like I said, I think the last week's show, Atletico Madrid has a great chance to do big things this season because they can win the league. If they can win the league, right? They can do big things in Europe if Joao Felix can fulfill his potential and take him to the next level. That's the ace in the pocket that they have, because if Joao Felix can find his playing style under Cholo, watch out. That team's gonna be dangerous. But other than that, I mean, like I said,
Mark, Cholo will always be Cholo.
Well, yeah, that's fine.
He can have Messi on the team.
Hey,
but he's not gonna change. He's not gonna change.
That's understandable. But Falcao, he succeeded under Cholo. Luis Suarez succeeded under Cholo. Fernando Torres succeeded under Cholo. No, I'm sorry, not Fernando. David Villa succeeded under Cholo. A lot of players have succeeded. Antoine Griezmann. The reason why he's in Barcelona.
He wants to down Griezmann back because there's no other forward that can fulfill that spot.
We'll see what happens. But guys, obviously, we're gonna, before we move on to the next topic, the last and final topic, because in the English section of the Banca podcast, we only keep it to 3 sections, 3 segments. Try to keep it short to get to the Spanish version. But obviously, we're in the middle, right dab in the middle of the summer transfer window. I believe there's 13 days left.
13 days, baby. 13 days.
13 days left.
Little man, stop trying to give yourself time, man.
Probably 12 because you have to understand they're like half a day ahead of us.
I know. He's trying to make sure that when the clock strikes 12 at 12 p.m. here, midnight or wherever midnight is for Madrid, that Cinderella,
7 hours,
Mbappe falls into their laps. We'll see what happens.
I got this shirt waiting for somebody. I got this shirt waiting for somebody.
All right. So anyway, summer transfer updates. Obviously there's a lot of transfers that happened over the weekend that we want to update everybody on. Obviously one of the biggest ones is Martin Odegaard, which my little man Aurelio and myself are familiar with. Odegaard for going from Real Madrid to Arsenal for reported something close to 40 million euros. Aurelio, are you happy to see Odegaard back?
It's not my preferred choice, but I imagine if he was going to be available, it was going to be him just because he was going to be the cheaper version.
But what are his stats in Madrid? I don't know any stats of him in Madrid at all. I didn't even see him play.
No. I'll tell you, I think he just took a tour in Madrid. That's all he did.
Maybe
he took the Madrid tour. That's the one I took when I went over there.
Like the Madrid signed him when he was 16 years old,
15 years old, something like that.
That's 20 million.
It's
little man. Do you think
he's been at the club for 7 years, 8 years?
Who knows?
6 years,
something like that.
Yeah, he's been there.
Martin Odegaard, do you think it's a mistake for Carlos Ancelotti not to give the youngster a shot? At least he could have given him a shot to see if he was worth anything.
Obviously, he was a pretty good promise. I mean, Real Madrid bought him when he was 16, for 20 million. The thing with Odegaard, I don't know what's wrong with him when he comes to Real. He played for Real Sociedad, as a loan, and then he was doing pretty good. He was doing excellent good. Everybody was like, man, you got to get him back. Zinedine Zidane gets him back. He fails under Zinedine Zidane. He sends him to Arsenal. He comes back from Arsenal and then he comes play for Carlote. And Carlote says he actually doesn't want him there no more. He's not. So it's up to here already for him. So I think it's a guy that's something meant. I don't know if there was more that we should have given him. I don't. How much time do you got to give a player to improve himself? But I think more than 5 years, and he doesn't over 2 coaches actually, because Zizou was there like for 4 years.
Yeah, but he had his favorites. Zizou had his favorites.
I'm like, well,
yeah, but how about Carlo Ancelotti?
What I heard is they kind of wanted to keep him. They were trying to get rid of Isco, but they had no offers for Isco.
Yeah, because nobody's trying to buy Isco for the amount that Florentino's trying to sell him for.
Because exactly what somebody said, Madrid kills midfielders. Madrid doesn't know how to keep and build under midfielders. Isco's one of them, big time.
And Toni Kroos is horrible. And Modric is horrible.
Hey,
horrible players.
He's just old.
On the chat,
Balón de Oro. Modric,
hey, look,
he's horrible.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. If you want to keep spending money on talent, go ahead. You want to spend money on talent, go ahead. But the idea is to save money by building with your youth. And Madrid has a lot of youth with talent, and yet they rather go out and spend money on talent. Come on, man. Come on, bro. When are you ever gonna learn? You're not. If you have the money, go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
What are you talking about learning?
Hey, you can become a Chelsea any day.
Building players, if they don't succeed, building players, if they don't succeed in Real Madrid, that's not Real Madrid fault. Llorente, he's a player for Atletico de Madrid. He just got renewed right now.
Listen, all I know is that when I go to El Bernabeu, I'm gonna spend 100 euros to provide and to put my little token or little piece of donation towards Madrid's income, so they can buy Mbappe. Okay.
All right. So
I should already did that.
Before we get to the next,
what are you lying about? Chelsea just got a fullback from Real Madrid.
Yes, I know, and we have the money.
Come on, dude. And you say, "Oh, there's no talent." Oh yeah, but I got one guy that I want. Come on.
It's the rich versus the rich. Before we go to the next, before we move on to the next topic,
400 in the last 2 years.
Yeah. Well, before we move on to the next transfer, Aurelio, there's a question for you here on the chat from Hattie. With Odegaard, Arsenal improved throughout the season. Good buy in his opinion. Aurelio, did you want?
Say he's not a good buy. He is a good.
No. Hold on. Did you want Madison instead?
I would probably prefer Madison.
For the I think he was reported for 70 mil. Do you think that's a fair price?
No. It's overpriced.
So that's probably why they didn't go get him.
I knew it was going to happen. I'm like, the only option is I know Leicester's looking for a midfield or a wingback, which Niles would be part of the trade, but they weren't taking.
Hey, be careful with Leicester. Leicester City's on, baby. Hold up, they're going to be champions. Remember that.
Right.
One of the other big transfers this that happened over the weekend, and this involves Fidel's Chelsea, so maybe he can tell us a little bit about it. Tammy Abraham, their old number 9, gets transferred to Jose Mourinho's Roma team in Italy for a reported $40 million. Obviously, for your end, Chelsea, Fidel is good for you because it helps recoup a little bit of money that you spend on your new number 9, Lukaku. But what do you think about Tammy Abraham in his time doing Chelsea? I mean, he did really well for Aston Villa when they were in the championship and did really well on loans. He scored goals, and then when he came back for Chelsea, he was scoring goals. A young player, but sometimes there's not enough time in these big clubs for these younger players to develop, and they got to go elsewhere. Any thoughts on losing Tammy Abrams?
Big time, man. Look, I think this is a loss with Chelsea. I think Abrams deserves a lot more respect, a lot more opportunities. I think he's the future, man. A lot of people don't see this, But you talk about money, right? You talk about money in a lot of things. We got Lukaku for 126 million. But then you sell Abrams, right? For 44 million to Roma. Then you sell Tomori to AC Milan for 32 million. Then you sell Victor Moses to Sparta Moscow for 5.5 million. Then you sell Oliver Giroud for $1 million plus, right? And then you put a couple of players on loan and transfers and all that, and it gives you another $1 million. In total, Chelsea generated $83.4 million. And you bought Lukaku for $126 million. So in reality, you only spent $43 million for Lukaku, right? But Abrams was the future, man. I mean, look, the problem with Abrams is there's favoritism in soccer. And a lot of times favoritism comes with big names or with who generates more money or who's coming from where or how much more money did we pay for you than him. I think the only one that's getting the benefit of the doubt is Mount, because Mount is Chelsea blue. He was born, he was raised there or whatever, but it was a hidden talent discovered, right? Abrams, on the other end, is like many players in other teams. I mean, Liverpool has a couple of players that are hidden talent, and they don't play them a lot. Why? Because you got Firmino, you got Sané, you got Mane. I mean, it's crazy how some of these teams have so much talent as a third, as a fourth, as a fifth forward, yet they don't get a lot of playing time, right? And so Abraham, I'm happy for him. Why did he go to Roma? Well, one, it was the only team to offer him something, and two, he knows he's gonna play.
Well,
did he want to go?
Arsenal
offered him, but they weren't going to pay what they wanted.
Nah, exactly. But again,
so there was an offer.
The only bad thing about Abraham is basically the coach. I just don't like his concept. That's
Chelsea wasn't gonna. I don't think they actually wanted. Even if they came to the price, I don't think Chelsea would have sold to a rival. Not just because that is just something that they would have to face at least twice a year.
Right.
Going back to the chat before we end. Samir says, Magic Balón de Oro, por favor. Mario
he was already, baby. He was already Balón de Oro.
Mario Garcia, I'm dead with you, Fidel. Mario Garcia says, Madrid ain't do nothing. Samir Campos Little, who is the fullback that plays for Tottenham? Nice to Redford. I think it's
Sergio
Reguilon. Sonny Modric is a great player, not to win Balón de Oro, but he has had a great career, which is true.
He won it already, guys. He won already.
Yeah, I mean it was a down year. You know what it was.
Tell me who sold it.
Who
took Modric's Balón de Oro?
No.
Messi did.
There you go.
How do you go?
I mean,
how do you go? For sure, I rate Abrams over Harvitz and Werner. I don't know about that. Abrams is really good, but Harvitz, man, Harvitz, he's a beast, man. And when he gets an opportunity, well, he has the opportunity, but when he can unlock that potential and fully show it, I think Kyle Harvitz is going to be.
He's above Werner big time, bro.
He's going to be one of those players. Warner, on the other hand, is one of those where if he doesn't get his act right, he's going to be left out pretty fast because Chelsea don't play around. They'll put you on. They'll put you in the Chelsea loan army.
By next year, Chelsea's going to sell two of their top forwards.
Yeah,
next year, Chelsea's going to get rid of two, and they're going to bring in Haaland or somebody else.
Mario Garcia says they stole Lewandowski's Ballon d'Or last year. I totally agree with that one. I think Lewandowski would deserve that Ballon d'Or. All right, guys, but with that being said, obviously we're at the end of the show. Like I said, we're going to be flip-flopping back and forth with the Spanish and English show week in and week out because we want to give an opportunity for everybody to be able to join us at a decent time. I know sometimes some of these shows run late, but like I said, we all appreciate the support and love that you all give us. Just a reminder, Sunday, I know myself and Fidel will be there for sure. Maybe Aurelio will know. Maybe Little Man will show up. Who knows? I don't know what's going to happen. But the first 5 people who show up and let us know that they watched that from the Banca podcast, we'll buy you a pint of your favorite brew. With that being said, guys, we also have a Twitter page. Please follow us at La Banca_podcast. Thank you for the support on YouTube. If you're not following, please push that subscribe button. Follow us, share us. Let your friends know that that we're 4 crazy guys. Love to talk soccer with anybody and anyone who's willing to listen. Please join us. Leave some chats. Leave something to talk about. We'll talk about it for sure. We'll get to all that good stuff. But with that being said, guys, before we leave, Spanish show is right after this one. So just
by the way, guys,
for those being said, Fidel, anything you want to say before we go?
Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for all the support, Mario, Sadie, man, Zone, Marlon, Samair. Thanks for being out here, man. It was fun. I mean, this is what it's about. We're not professionals. Everything's informal. We say what we feel. We joke around, and you guys' comments are giving us a lot of hopes. And if you wanna come on our show and just be here for 5-10 minutes and give your opinion live, man, we'll send you the link and you can hook up from your phone. It's pretty easy. It's pretty simple. And we can come out there and put you on the show for like 5 minutes. You can give your opinions. We'll love to hear from you guys, meet you guys. So hopefully we'll get to see you this Saturday for the game.
Little man, anything you want to say before we go?
I love the response of our audience, especially our audience, Mario Garcia, Samir Campos. You don't have enough in the chat, in the private chat. You still want someone right here? Jesus Christ with you guys.
Yeah,
Mark Garcia, Hayden Zapp, Zoe, and Marlon Navarrete. Thank you guys. Yeah, this is pretty awesome. And just stay tuned. We're back for the Spanish version.
Aurelio?
Thanks for everybody's listening. Everybody in the chat, man. Thanks for all your comments.
Amanda.
It definitely makes it interesting hearing your opinion. But no, like you said, I'm like anybody's willing to hear us talk a lot of crap about each other's teams. I'm like it's fun.
Yeah.
For sure, guys. And with that being said, before we go, to all my Dynamo fans out there, man, obviously we're local here. Hashtag fire Matt Jordan. Look out Saturday, Texas Derby. Keep a lookout.
Yeah, I heard something like that.
I'm gonna be there.
I heard the big argument with Ted Ramos, huh?
All right, guys. See you on the Spanish side.
Peace.